there, epic humans, and today I'm going to talk to you about a few things. You know, before I started this, I actually wrote down a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk to you about, sort of like cue cards, but you know, I don't think cue cards are my thing in terms of writing everything out. I seem to like sort of just flying by the seat of my pants and talking about what I think I know. It sounds more natural, but I'm going to try to organize my videos a bit more. I am learning a lot about YouTube, and maybe I'm not doing it right. I'm not sure. But there are a few things that are whirling through my mind. For example, habits that I have in a given week, in a given day. One of the first habits that I do have is I like to exercise. I don't know if any of you know, but in a previous video, I talked about how I used to weigh about 310 pounds. Yeah, that's right. Look, 310 pounds, and I did lose that weight. And it took about a year and a half, okay? And it boiled down to being consistent and being determined that I could do it, but also planning out my day that, you know, I'm always doing something. I'm being active as much as possible. It also turned out that the type of job that I had, a sedentary job, also affected how much weight I gained or how much I ate. You know, when you're sitting down in front of a computer, anything all is fair game. You know, you see a pizza, you eat that. You see some Coke, you drink that. Coffee with triple cream and double sugar, by all means. So those are things that when you put into your body, it's going to affect how your body looks. Now, the other thing that I do to circumvent that is I try to exercise as much as possible, and I did that consistently. I started off with walking initially. I walked about 250 meters to a chair, to a bench, and it was a big win for me. So you start small and you sort of develop over time. And now I'm in maintenance mode, which to me is much more difficult than losing all that weight, because maintenance mode is you have to be consistent. You have to be constantly be aware of what's going on. However, I don't obsess over it like I used to. I think to a degree you sort of have to slightly obsess over something initially to get good at it, but after a while you get good at it enough that it just becomes like a natural part of what you do. And one of those things is I like to hike at a nearby hill. It's a ski hill. It's a very small hill, and I'll run it or I'll hike it. I'll relax on it, but it's sort of like it's become my habit. So to the point where the people who kind of run the park, they kind of know me already. It's like, oh, it's that guy with that van. Okay, so that's fantastic. I've yet to give them a tour of my camper van. I know one of them kind of peeked in and kind of like, wow, look, he had that like, wow, what's going on in there? And I know security has dropped by and said hi to me, and I talked to them and I gave them a small little tour of my van, and they thought it was pretty neat. So that's sort of how I do things here. So after a while, this has become a habit. The other habit that I've developed is I like to write things down. When I write things down, an incredible thing happens. You remember stuff. So pretty obvious, I know, but when you write stuff down, especially if it's something that kind of worries you, it gives you an excuse to sort of forget about it. And just in case you want to know, oh, what was it that I was worrying about? Oh yes, I wrote it down. Let me read about it. So it does help you on a mental level. It may not work for you, but it sure works for me. Oh, and the other thing I want to talk about today is I want to talk about my YouTube and the edits that I'm going to be making in the next few months. I will be making some videos on everything from my electrical, what I can give you information on, my kitchenette, my storage, and little things like that I've sort of done here in my little camper van. Again, unfortunately, I don't have actual build videos where you see me making stuff and everything, but oh well, that's how it goes, right? So I'm hoping to improve my YouTube. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I know there was a fellow who said, I made a video about my shore power, and at the back, the screws were all rusty. And he says, you know what? There are these things called stainless steel screws that you can pick up. And I go, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That was a fantastic tip. Also brass screws, just in case you're in a pinch kind of thing. So that was a great tip, and I really, really appreciate that. So thank you very much. So don't be shy. Chime in and let me know. And as far as cue cards and writing stuff, everything down, I don't think that's my thing, so I'm not going to do that. Man, my arm is getting tired holding this thing. Oh, I'm gonna rest it up a bit, and then I'm gonna go for my walk. I'm gonna go for my my hike, and I hope you guys have a fantastic week. My hike's coming up very soon. I've got a few things I made some comments on, and hopefully I get something out of it in terms of feeling good. I know exercise changes my mood. It changes my body composition, and it also on a mental level just gets me ready for the day. Wow, fantastic. Ooh, just hit my my heater there. Thanks a lot, guys. See you in a bit. Well, hello there everyone, and today I'm going to be hiking up and down this hill for a total of 4 times and see how this goes. Wow, snow does make a difference. You don't get, at least I don't get much of a grip when I'm going up this thing. And this is only my second climb right now. Taking a little more difficult path. It's a little deeper here. Whoops. Of course, granted, this is nothing compared to that guy, Foresty Forest, when he does his expeditions out there in Alberta. But I'll tell you one thing, when I do come out there, I'm gonna look him up and see if we could do an expedition together at some point. That'd be kind of fun. Mr. Foresty Forest, if you see this, let me know. Hey guys, so definitely much more difficult with snow. This is only my third climb, and I'm out of breath. Maybe it's all that food I've been eating the past few days. This is a good hill. Yeah, so not sure if any of you remember, there's a band called the Beatles. Some of you may remember, others might know about them because they read about them maybe in their music program or maybe from their parents. Wow, there's a song called "A Fool on the Hill." That's what I kind of feel like right now. It's kind of nice here. Oh, I really can't run this. I don't even know where I'm running at this point. But some parts here are pretty deep. Sorry. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to keep this as family friendly as possible. Okay, almost there. Well, here's something for you. Looks like this side also fell off, the fog light for it. The other side fell off a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago, and this one is gone. So I've got no fog light covers whatsoever. That's okay. Less weight, right? Way to be positive. Here we go. Let's just go inside. Nice and quiet. Listen. Everything's kind of like really quiet in here. That was crazy. I just fired up the heater, and when I come into my van here, this is where I take off my boots, and then I make my way over to my spacious living room, and guaranteed this is what happens to my socks. So there must be there must be a word for this. I don't know what it's called, but it happens all the time. If you know what it is, let me know. Okay guys, we have liftoff. Diesel heater is running and it's getting nice and toasty in here. You can probably hear it. I'll turn this off here. And you can hear the heater running in the background. It's still early in the morning. I was just doing some initial video. And Should be a little quieter now. And it's kind of nice to see the sun. Feels nice to have the sun on my back. Granted, it's really cold this morning. But this is my kitchenette, and it's got everything I need to make and prepare some simple foods. Sorry my back is to you a bit, but this is the best camera angle that I could get. I'm sure I'll develop something else at some point, but you know, for now, just to get us through the next few weeks, few months, I'm going to be trying different things. So if there's certain camera angles you like, let me know. I'm trying to plan things out as best I can, and at the same time trying to keep everything as balanced as possible. So this is a typical thing that I do on a daily basis. I make coffee, so I made a hello there coffee video, and hopefully I can put up the link in this video here. One of those YouTube links that you can actually put on. It's called a card, and if it's not in the video, I can certainly add it in the description, okay, at the bottom. Okay, so here's the thing. I've got my butane stove here, and at the back here, it's pretty accessible, is my little boiling pot, and I just go to my sink here, and you actually don't need a sink. You can actually just use any type of anything, any container. You can use water, bottled water rather. So, but I use the sink, and I just do this, and you kind of hear that sound, right? And you know what else? Thank goodness it's not frozen, because I'm waiting for it to freeze. So I've got enough water there. I chuck that on. Now, before I do anything, I made sure that I've got some windows open, okay? And then that way, you know, all the steam comes out. And yeah, I made sure all the windows are open. They're not open. Duh. Sorry guys. I'm gonna open up the windows. Can I make this any more difficult? Anyway, I open up the window, and then the next thing that I do is to work with these portable butane stoves is two things. Number one, make sure you have a butane canister in there, and I just press this down, this little knob there, and then I turn to the right. Oh, hold on. There we go. And then it's on. And then I wait for it to boil, right? And yeah, and I try to point the steam this way. Now, one of the things that I remember reading about and watching a video about was putting like one of those fans at the top, max air fans, and those things are expensive. And I think they would be great for anytime you do a lot of cooking in your van. I think you need a fan, because you need that proper airflow going through. That way it doesn't, because whenever you use a butane burner or any type of propane burner, propane, that could be a new word, you guys. A propane burner, it condensates, creates a lot of moisture, and what happens is, I mentioned it before in a video, when things condensate and moisture, you're going to get a lot of mold, and that's a big no-no when it comes to this stuff. So a type of a fan would be great. I don't have one right now, so I just make sure I open up a window, and I don't do a whole lot of cooking in my van. If I'm going to be doing any cooking, I'd probably like to do some baking. It's a little messier, but I kind of like the idea of baking in my van, especially pizza. So hold on here. It's still going. Anyway, I'm gonna wait for this thing to boil, and then afterwards I'm gonna have my coffee. I'm gonna, pour my coffee, that kind of thing. And here's my trusty coffee box. I'm gonna be getting this thing here, the dripper, and a filter. Okay, I've got this. Throw that on like that. And there we go. I fitted the coffee filter on top of the dripper. And for today, I still have some Verona, and that is going to go in here. Anyway, I need 2 hands for this, so I just set the camera down, and I'm going to fill the coffee filter with coffee stuff. Well, hold on, maybe I could do that for you guys. Well, oh wow, look at that. There we go. Yeah, I put quite a bit in. Okay, well, just a bit more. And here it is, guys. One of the most exciting parts of my day. The coffee pour. And it just fills the entire van with wonderful caffeinated water. Oh wow, it's still going. Okay. So and that there is how I make my coffee. So you have here my kitchen setup, and I showed you how to make coffee. We had the butane stove with a butane canister. We have that pot there. We had some water. You saw how the sink works. You know, in retrospect, I may not even need a sink. I'm not sure. It is convenient, but I'm using it more for storage than anything else. And then you have our basic coffee filter. I think it's a number 2 filter. I don't even know. But then you have the dripper there. And this is one of the most efficient ways that I know of to make coffee. I have used a press, a French press. It's a little messy, and I can't really use anything electrical in here because I just don't have enough battery power. Is it recording? Yeah, it is. Well, hey guys, anyway, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any suggestions, write it up in the comments. And you sort of saw how I make my coffee, and that's a daily thing that I do. I do use the butane stove and also just some water. Very simple stuff. There's all kinds of things you can make with boiled water. So hopefully you learned something. And if you like it, please like, upvote it, share it. Wait a sec, you're supposed to subscribe, then share. But you know what? You could do any one of the other items that's listed. Aside from that, have a great day, okay? And remember, you're awesome. You can do stuff. You can get stuff done. You just gotta plan it out, okay? Write it down. Write that stuff down. If it's important, you're gonna write it down. It's one of the best ways to remember stuff. Write it down and execute against it. And hopefully we'll have a fantastic 2021. I see that with a bit of caution, but I want to stay hopeful. Let's see what we can bring 2021, and let's see what it offers us afterwards. Oh yeah, remember, the word fantastic, it's a fantastic word. Okay, have a great day, guys. Bye-bye. I can't even see it. There you go.